What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pigskin Panel. I'm your host, AJ Lavender, and coming to you with my lovely co-host here, my fellas, my brothers, Mr. Mike Sharp to the right of me, Mr. Cody McGuire to the bottom right, and then the one hailing from the Sunshine State of Florida, Miami, Florida, we have Joe Braga. I'm gonna keep on running with that because I think people are gonna think that Joel's actually living in Miami. So we're just gonna.
I wish.
Yeah.
No, sure.
Boys, what is going on? Welcome, fellas. How's everybody doing today?
Doing
swell. Doing swell.
Love it. I'm doing well, my man. I'm doing well. And before we get everything kicked off here, just for everybody that's joining us for the first time, that's listening to us for the first time, we are the Pigskin Panel. We're bringing you all the news, our opinions, our reactions of things going around the NFL. We're four best friends just talking about NFL. We decided to record and put it on for you guys' entertainment. So we're covering everything from, regular season, fantasy season, postseason, preseason, draft, rumors, news, anything that goes on the NFL. This is our way just to, have it for you guys, for the entertainment, just so, that way we can express it and share our thoughts, our feelings about everything that's going on in the NFL, as it is one of our favorite sports of all time. But first I just want to give a shout out to everybody from last week's episode, everybody that was in the podcast, live streaming it with all of us. We truly look out for you, as well as the people that are viewing it afterwards and leaving comments in the comments section. We have all love for you. And then before we get started again, I just want to give a shout out to the winners of the Guess My Beer by Sharpie. And it was a Busch Light what he was drinking. And the winners of that got it right was my brothers, Josh Payne and Braden DeLima. So congratulations, you are the winner of nothing. But we keep it rolling because we might have something. But yeah, man, last week's episode, it was the start off of the wild preseason, the free agency frenzy, as we call it. And it was some wild things that start off like crazy. The Patriots spending a lot of money. Everybody's doing these moves, with JJ Watt going to the Cardinals. And it's just a lot of movement, a lot of teams changing, so on and so forth. And it just picked up again. Just the way it started off, one of the biggest, topics of a wide receiver was Juju, right? Everybody was wondering, is Juju going to be going back? He is one of those wide receivers that are a top wide receiver type of guy, but he's like a number two because his most productive years was with AB. Is he going to get that type of money? Where is he going to go? Is he going to stay with Pittsburgh? And we found out, Juju re-signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the most interesting thing about it is that he only signed for $8 million. So it's almost like he set himself up to a prove-it year to show that I'm really that guy. But one of the big shocking things was that the contracts he rejected. He had three big teams that was going after him. One being the Baltimore Ravens, the second being the Philadelphia Eagles on a big multi-year contract, and the third one, which is the most surprising, is he rejected a contract from the Kansas City Chiefs, the chance to play with Patrick Mahomes. And I thought that was the most oddest one because you're paired up with a guy like Tyreek, right? Where Tyreek takes a lot of shine, where you can start showing up. Same with Travis Kelce, right? So I was still put in a position where he's a healthier version of Sammy Watkins. He's younger, and he could put that slot where he can have a lot of production because he's going to be single covered. He's going to be covered by, smaller guys in the slot where he can, really show off his press. So I'm really shocked that he went back to Pittsburgh with the agent Ben Roethlisberger. And who knows, we might even see Dwayne Haskins come out. But I just want to open the floor and get your guys' gut reaction because I don't know if you guys are as shocked as me, but I was like, whoa, I did not expect Juju to, do that at all.
Yeah, I guess I'll start and say I don't always look like Bruce Arians for the new listeners.
Oh, okay. I forgot to say that. We do have a special guest on the show. He's hailing all the way from Tampa Bay. The newest Super Bowl winning coach, Bruce Arians over here. So
I just showing a little respect for the Super Bowl winning coach here, And I'll start with Juju though. The Chiefs would have been a good spot for him, but because they're probably not going to re-sign Sammy Watkins, and he would have been a upgrade over him, in my opinion. But I think it just came down to comfort level with Pittsburgh. I think he's got to love it there. He has some sort of relationship with Roethlisberger, obviously, and Tomlin, and I don't know. He obviously took less money to go there because he would have made $5 more million if he went to Baltimore.
Yeah. They're saying $13 million with incentives.
Yeah, and then 12 with the Chiefs, I think it was.
Yeah, and like this is definitely a prove it year. So I think with the comfort level there, he probably felt better just to re-sign, hopefully have a big year for himself and then look for a multi-year deal next year.
Yeah, I was really surprised he didn't go to the Chiefs. I mean, you got Kelsey there, Tyreek Hill. He would absolutely eat in the slot in Kansas City. So, and he can run block. And Juju's a super underrated wide receiver, honestly. Like he looked like crap kind of when AB left. But I mean, if you get him in an offense where there's guys like Travis Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, he'd easily put down 100 catch season. He's already done it before in Pittsburgh. So.
And yeah, I mean, like, and also too, you're forgetting the biggest main factor in that, Patrick Mahomes. Like,
and that's the thing. I didn't even have to say it because it's just a given, right? Like the best quarterback in the NFL. So
yeah, like that's tough to pass up. A chance to catch balls from him, but it's his decision, I guess.
A team that just went to the Super Bowl too. Like to me, is this like? I don't know if that really just gives a huge shout out to Mike Tomlin and then the Steelers organization. Because I think, I'm just speaking for myself. If I'm a wide receiver and, my team, you saw them regress, not a run game or anything like that, and you got a chance to play with a $500 million quarterback, arguably one of the next generational legendary type quarterbacks with that type of high power offense that just went to the Super Bowl, and I'm getting paid a little bit more too, where do I sign? You know what I mean?
I think the other thing too, like it might be a little like delusional thinking on his part because they went 8-0 to start, right? So maybe he thinks they have the team to do it. It's just something fell apart at the end of the season. But
I think it was 11-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it was like it was a lot more maybe. And then they finished like really bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he thought, we had something for the first 3 quarters of the season. I don't know. That could have been his thinking too.
He tweeted quite a bit about how much he wanted to stay in Pittsburgh and how much he loves it in Pittsburgh. Loves the fans, loves the atmosphere. Lots of things for him to like in Pittsburgh. We all knew that he wasn't going to sign for the Ravens, though. We all knew that. We all knew that.
And Joe, why do you think he wasn't going to sign for the Ravens, man?
Man, nobody wants to block, man. Nobody wants to block. Nobody wants to be running routes and not getting the ball.
Not in a prove it year. You're not going there.
Not especially no. Like he was going to get was he going to get a multi-year deal from Baltimore? I think so, probably.
I think it was 1 year 13.
Was it just 1 year?
1 year 13?
Yeah, there's no way. You could have offered him 15, 16 and he still would have said no. Because you got to have the stats. You got to have the stats to back up a 1 year deal. If you're going to a 1 year deal, you got to do it like potentially, let's say, for example, like Will Fuller's doing in Miami. He has the opportunity to grab 60, 70 balls, potentially, just potentially, and go on from there and build his way to a 2 or 3 year contract. Whereas Juju, if he was in Baltimore, it could be as low as 40, 50 catches and maybe 600, 700 yards. And that is not going to get you the big ticket 3-4 year deal that you're going to be expecting. And especially with how good Juju's been in the slot, he could be great.
Now the way I kind of combat that, because I was looking at a little bit of Ravens and Lamar and stuff like that, right? And he's been progressing as a quarterback. But if you really look at it, Mark Andrews tore it up, right? In that season, and he's a tight end, a catching tight end. But if you play Juju kind of in that slot position too in Baltimore, and you have someone like Hollywood Brown, would you think they'd go to a more passing offense?
No.
It's just not. It's not the way Lamar is.
No, it's not his DNA. It's not the way that he's built. The way that he plays right now, the way that Lamar plays football right now is, to me, about as good as you're going to get from him. Can he get better passing the ball? Sure. And I've always said to Cody that he's exciting and his legs are fantastic. Everything about that is so much fun to watch, and it is fun to watch. But I've also always told Cody that it'll never win you anything in this league other than individual awards. And I still believe that to this day. And if Miami had Lamar Jackson, I would say the same thing because I'm a realist about it.
The one thing to keep in mind with the Ravens is Lamar. I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but you look at Greg Roman, he's been an OC in this league for 5 seasons. Guess how many times he's finished as a top 10 passing team in the NFL in 5 years?
Zero.
And guess how many times he's finished as a top 10 running team? 5.
Yeah. That's why they have him as the OC for Lamar, because they don't want him to throw a lot.
And that's what it comes down to. I totally agree with what you guys are saying, but this is the Ravens' identity. They got a quarterback that amplifies it twofold, and then they got an OC that only wants to run the ball. So as much as people want Lamar to throw the ball and progress in the passing game, I don't know that it's ever going to happen because the Ravens just don't want to do it.
Right. And I can agree with you. I can agree with you on that, Cody. The thing that I can't agree with is that when the Ravens are behind in football games and Lamar tries to throw the football, it does not go his way. It has never gone his way. When we're asking you to do something like come back from 2 touchdowns and just keep the Ravens into a football game where they can at least go back to the run game and be dominant with it, I haven't seen it. I've seen lots of quarterbacks do it where they come from behind and use their arm to get back into football games. I've never seen Lamar do it. And I hope he does do it and proves me wrong because he will win MVP. If he can throw the football and get back into football games, he will win the MVP again just because of how dynamic his legs are.
If you want to win a Super Bowl, he's got to be able to throw when it matters in the fourth quarter, and he hasn't been able to do that yet.
Well, and that's the thing too. And that's the thing too, right? Because, as dynamic Lamar is as a runner, time management is part of the football game, right? So if you off for a run and you get down, time is this. At least when you throw the ball, you have an incompletion or you have an out route going to the sideline, right? Then you have a little bit more of a clock management game. But yeah, Cody?
Yeah, I agree. I was just going to say, I think to be fair, I think Lamar did come back in that Titans game. If I'm not mistaken, we were losing 10 or 14-0. So technically he did come back and did win that playoff game. Someone might want to fact check that. But either way,
his the other 2 games that he played in the playoffs were not good at all, especially in the fourth quarter the first time against the Titans.
Exactly. And that game against the Titans, King Henry couldn't get going at all for the Titans.
Yeah.
You guys are down 10-0 going to the second, and you guys then put up a beat down after that until the end.
We'll see. I would like the Sammy Watkins signing, especially with Greg Roman. I mean, if we're gonna have a wide receiver on our team, may as well sign one that he's already been the OC of, right? He was his OC in Buffalo. So
I guess, but are you not concerned about Watkins staying on the field though?
Oh, for sure. But I mean, no one else is gonna, especially with all these guys signing 1-2 year deals. I mean, no one's going to come here for a 1 or 2 year deal. It's just not going to happen. Like if ever there was a year to not get a guy to come here, it would be this year. Like nobody's going to, like Joel said, nobody wants to come here and block, especially on a 1 year deal where they're trying to get paid the following season. So if we could get Sammy,
they definitely got to draft one then in the first round, I think, because there's going to be some good receivers there.
And if you guys get lucky, right? Yeah, it's like because speaking of this whole Sammy Watkins, that to me, I said it in the previous podcast. I think that would be almost the perfect situation for you guys, right? He's a reliable wide receiver when he's healthy.
When he's healthy.
But then, exactly when he's healthy. But then of course you have now rumors and reports that after going to see Baltimore, he's going to go see the Colts. However, twofold, if that does happen, where the Colts just sign him, then it's really obvious that T.Y. Hill's going to be moving on.
Just pivot to Hilton,
and then you guys just pivot to T.Y. Hilton, and to me, I like T.Y. Hilton better than Sammy Watkins. I think he'd be more serviceable, especially when it comes to route running. So you never know, man. Those 2 options. If I'm Baltimore, I'm getting excited about that, and then especially having some guys like Rashad Bateman and all those guys coming into the later rounds as a wide receiver, it might be the perfect storm where you get a slot guy, you get a bigger guy like Bateman. Then now you have Hollywood Brown that can take the top off. Now defense got to play you a little bit more honest with Mark Andrews, and then you have Lamar who can just bust you up for a 70-yard touchdown whenever he really wants to if he's feeling like it, right?
And the one thing, the Ravens today, I'm pretty sure they restructured Brandon Williams and Calais Campbell I think they cleared about $5 million in cap space, so they're clearly looking to do something or other. I don't know what, but you guys can have Anthony Miller.
Yeah, we have our man Brandon Lima, who won the contest of Guess Mike's Beer. He's saying, "Hey Cody, you guys can have Anthony Miller." And then I know Cody, he's
one of the few advocates. I was one of the few advocates for him, so I guess I'd be okay with it.
Well, on the Indy angle though, like why just get Watkins instead of Hilton? Wouldn't you just want a guy you're familiar with? Like there's similar in injury history, and
that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing with T.Y. Hilton is he wants to go try to get on a contender. One, not saying that the Colts won't be a contender, but get on a contender. He's retweeted things about going back to Miami because I'm pretty sure he played ball at the University of Miami. And why wouldn't
it's kind of T.Y.'s decision then to leave?
I think so. I think T.Y. is already gone.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he's checked out already. Like he's just waiting for the right opportunity, the right deal. He might not even get a deal till after the draft. Who knows?
Yeah, they start clearing guys like Zach Pascal and all those guys. So we'll see if Paris Campbell can finally make the promise that he's been shown. From OSU.
And the Colts just drafted Pittman, who's an absolute monster.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. And then, man, speaking of the Colts, man, I want to get into that too. What do you guys think about our boy going to the Colts now, man? I think I want to say that he will do good, man. I think Wentz will have a bounce back year. For me, the way I look at it is that he's going to have a run first type of game there, right? You have, an offensive line who has Pro Bowlers and all pros. You probably have a guy that's in the Hall of Famer in Quentin Nelson. You're going to have guys like Johnny T going to be running the ball all the time. And then I think that kind of opens up Wentz to where he can start playing his own game where, he can run the play action, have his little scramble, his little dump off, right? And kind of just alleviate that pressure where, he's not going to be getting rushed 20, having 20 hurries a game type of thing. I don't know. Am I kind of on the same wavelength with you guys, or is it you just like Wentz? No, he's been washed up. He broke his leg and that's it.
Well, it can only go up from here. Like last year was just terrible for him. What was he, like the worst ranked starting quarterback, something like that, pretty close. And I think what Wentz showed is that he's not very good when he's pressured. But with this Colts team, he's probably not going to be pressured nearly as much because this O-line is much better. He's going to have better weapons. He has zero excuses to suck this year. So, if he stinks again, then you have a problem. But I think he'll be fine. He probably will be a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. At the very best, he'll be like top 10 level. But he has absolutely zero excuses to not do anything positive this year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Sharp. I think Wentz has the potential to get back to what he was that 1 year in Philly when he was on pace to be the MVP. I think Wentz is an upgrade over Phillip Rivers just based on the mobility fact of it, not based on the arm or anything like that. I think they're probably around similar-ish numbers passing-wise, but the fact that Wentz can actually extend a play, whereas Phillip Rivers, fantastic quarterback, one of my favorite quarterbacks throughout all the years, but he is an absolute statue back there, right? So we'll see what happens with Wentz, but I think that's a good move for Wentz, and I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to benefit from that and have the potential to win the division this year again.
Yeah,
reuniting with the head coach too, which I think will also help.
Well, yeah, just get back to old things, right? It's always nice to go back to somewhere where you feel welcome and you feel more or less safe in the playbook.
Yeah, and like you said, going back with Reich is really going to help him. And I like Wentz, so not trying to make excuses for the guy, but last year, like you couldn't come up with a worse scenario to be in. Like that guy was a revolving door offensive line. They draft Jalen Reagor in the first round to give him a weapon. He's hurt the entire season. They have Ertz there. He's hurt the entire season. Goddard was hurt on and off the entire season. Who else is a wide receiver? Alshon Jeffrey.
hurt.
You know what I mean? Like, pretty shitty situation for him. I mean, it's not all on
Miles
him.
Sanders got hurt too the first couple weeks.
He was horrendous. There's no doubt about it. Like, but I don't really think it was all because he's a bad quarterback or because he doesn't know how to play it.
And that's the one thing that kind of really puzzled me, because I watched a few Eagles games this past year, and I watched him a lot, especially when Shannon Sharp was calling Walkatu and Wentz for the MVP years, because he just shredded defenses, like with his mobility, his toughness, how strong he was. And then watching the games now, I don't know if a confidence shock affects your game that much, but literally it was like he was a complete shell of himself. Like, it didn't even look like the same player, like, at all. It did not look like he was a number 2 overall draft pick.
It was shades. It was shades of Sam Darnold. Seriously, like, it looked like he was seeing ghosts. He was scared to play behind that offensive line. He didn't trust any of his reads because he couldn't trust his line, because it was just a revolving door the entire season.
Yeah, there's a lot of very inaccurate passes, and like you said, he's like a shell of himself. Like, it just looked like he did not have confidence out there. I'll just throw it wherever. Hopefully my guy's there. Like, it didn't look good. So
yeah,
the situation he's in now is obviously much better.
Mm-hmm. And 100%. Sharp's right. If he sucks this year, then it's a him problem.
Yeah,
you know what? And there's a lot of quarterbacks that are in that position too, where these are really a lot of prove it deals, right? We have Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, we have my boy Drew Lock, and we got the next upcoming one too, which this team is really making a push to show that it's a prove it year. We're doing everything to get you what you need to, and that's my man Danny Jones Locker here over here in the Giants, and
Danny Pennies.
And the Giants move.
The disrespect, man.
He's in my division, right?
Danny Pennies. But yeah, it really seems like Gettleman and everybody, they're really pushing to give them as many non-excuses as you can. Signing Kenny Golladay to an absolute mega deal for someone that's almost on a prove it type of wide receiver basis too. And then of course the signings of their defense, bringing up Adoree Jackson, all of them, they're really trying to make it seem like we're putting all the pieces for you, Danny, and this is your year. If you stink it up, you have no excuses, and we're gone from you. Are you guys kind of on the same wavelength too, or are you thinking that the Giants are saying we're getting these weapons for you because we know you're the guy? I don't know. To me, it seems like they're trying to shell him out to say this is it, rather than saying you're our guy. Let's just keep her going, right?
I think it's both.
Yeah, for me personally, I think it's Gettleman trying to save his job.
Yeah.
Like they invested in Danny Dimes.
They took a huge risk in that draft pick. Yes,
they did. And I can't see them going off it just right away like this. To me, Danny Dimes has been okay. Like, yeah, he hasn't been great, sure, but he has potential. He's right in that same realm with Drew Lock. They need to prove it. They definitely need to prove it. And it'd be nice to see Kenny Golladay have a big year for sure, with Sterling Shepard, Saquon coming back. Offensive line's not where it should be. That's going to be their weak point on offense for sure. They got the 2 tight ends. They got Ingram. They got Kyle Rudolph.
Rudolph maybe.
That's another news here. Kyle Rudolph is right now going through his medical, and he needs to have surgery on his right foot. So they're saying that actually might get revoked.
Yeah.
No way. I never saw that. Wow. Yeah.
It just released probably about an hour and a half ago now.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a shame because Rudolph is not the player he was, but he can at least maybe teach Ingram how to block. Because Ingram does not like to block at all.
Yeah.
Or catch the ball.
So
Kyle Rudolph
Rudolph
is a fantastic blocker.
Yeah, he would have been really helpful that way. I think that's obviously one of the reasons they probably wanted to bring him in. Because Ingram's a glorified wide receiver. He's really not a tight end.
Yeah, for sure.
But the other thing, with the Golladay signing now, because I think a lot of people had him targeting maybe a wide receiver in the draft. I think I can see them just maybe going after Slater because I think they pick 11, and Slater will probably be there. And I think that would be perfect for them because they took one last year. So now they can have both their tackles, and they have everything that Jones needs to succeed. It's the same kind of thing as Wentz. Like, he's going to have the weapons and everything he needs to succeed, especially with Barkley back if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
And still, in Barkley too, man, as talented as he is, and how
it's a shame.
As Hall of Fame talent written all over him, Hall of Fame work ethic. Man, I don't know. From a GM perspective, I'm sitting at a GM, and I'm seeing Saquon tears ACL. Saquon need this, ankle that, and his upcoming years is coming up for a re-signing or at least an extension. Like, if you're sitting there and the league is we don't pay a running back type of league. What do you do? Like, you're sitting there, like, do you just, I wouldn't even know. Like, do you trade them? Do you trade a talent like that at this young? Do you release them? Do you re-sign them for a mega deal and be stuck almost like a Le'Veon with the Jets type of thing? Like, I think that's probably going to be the biggest question mark.
I think this is
exactly.
I think this is his 4th season, so unless they pick up a 5th-year option, they can't even trade him. Really?
Yeah, I mean, even picking up that option is going to be expensive too. Because wasn't he second overall?
That's not. Yeah.
And like, honestly, like now, like watching teams draft, this is why teams are not drafting running backs high anymore, no matter how good they are. Like, Jonathan Taylor had one of the best careers in NCAA, and he went in the 2nd round because teams don't want to risk it anymore for running backs, no matter how good you are.
Absolutely. What a wasted pick that was on Barkley. Wasted. I won't say wasted, but the fact that he can't stay healthy, and then
they had other needs too.
Who went in that draft? Because that would be 4 years ago now. Right. Who went in that? Who went like 3-4 in that draft?
I'm pulling up the full draft here.
Yeah, because like 2nd overall is so high for a running back.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what the top. Okay, let's go. Jesus. We'll stop at pick 18 because that's probably where things start. So we have the Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith, Josh Rosen, who is a bum, Minka Fitzpatrick, Vita Vea, Deron Payne, Marcus Davenport, Colton Miller, Tremaine Edwards, Derwin James, Jair Alexander, Leighton Vander Esch.
Yeah, I remember
that Quentin Nelson hurt.
Well, here, and even think about this, right? Second round pick 35, you had Nick Chubb.
Yeah. But I remember this draft because I knew it was like they were contemplating quarterback, running back. Like, because Saquon was so good, they were contemplating, like, oh, should we go, because Baker went, do we go Darnold, Rosen, Allen? Like, do we take a chance on one of them, or do we go Barkley? And they decided running back, which, looking back, maybe they probably should have went with a quarterback.
Yeah.
Or Nelson, like I said. I mean, he's
he already knows he's going to the Hall of Fame. A guard's 2nd overall is tough too, though.
Yeah,
but he came out literally as a Hall of Fame talent. Like, out of like, it is crazy.
He's a freak.
Like, everybody was saying, like, Quentin Nelson, you get him in safest pick ever. Yeah, that's what, like, literally every analyst is saying. I was like, if you don't know and you're thinking about trading back, just get Quentin Nelson because you just can't go wrong. And everybody was right. Just a freak among men.
Like, he's probably like the most talented player in the draft.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Like, he's what, rookie, went all pro, and he's going to be an all pro for the next 10 years. Like,
all right, just send in the card, and that's our pick. Don't worry about it anymore. Don't worry about it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Send it in.
Yeah. You're on the clock. You're off the clock.
That's going to be, honestly, that's going to be Kyle Pitts this year. Like, that guy's probably the most talented guy. Send the card in.
Can we just time out this? Kyle Pitts is a freak. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
I was gonna say, you're telling me I'm Winston's agent. I think Sharp might be Pitt's agent. This guy talks about Pitts every day.
So high.
Man, hey, I'm back there with Sharp, man. This
he ran a 4.4 as a tight end.
At 6'6", big that can block. Like,
at 245 pounds.
Yeah,
you're talking about Darren Waller, Travis Kelce coming out right away, right off the rip.
Yeah,
I saw them comparing.
He didn't drop a single pass in Florida this whole year. Like the guy is this stupid good. Like to me, if I'm the Jets, I am really looking at Darnold. Like, can you give us a productive year?
Yeah, because we will give you Pitts.
Can you give us something? Can you not see ghosts? Because we'll go Pitts and give you that comfortability. Your 3rd down and 5. You just get a check down the Pitts and you're chilling. Can you do that for us? Because literally that might be the conversation you might have to have. Because this guy, everybody's saying he's Hall of Fame talent coming out into the draft.
Yeah.
And with Pitts, that offense would be looking pretty not too bad. Like wouldn't be the best in the league, but it'd be pretty good.
And
they got Corey Davis and they signed another receiver, didn't they?
They got Denzel Mims last year in the 2nd round or 3rd?
Yeah,
second.
They drafted
second. Start of the 2nd.
And they still have Jamison Crowder who can play.
Yeah.
Oh, completely forgot about Crowder. Yep.
And they got their left tackle too.
Yeah. But that's the other thing. Like they could just go Sewell and just have perennial tackles for 10 years.
Yeah, because you have Mekhi Becton on the left. You get someone like if you get Sewell too, you put Sewell on the right, or if Mekhi can, go back and forth. But man, if you're looking at that, if you're looking at Pitts, you have Darnold. Now the running back, they would probably have to go with running back. But you have Darnold, Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder, Denzel Mims, Kyle Pitts
too. They signed Keelan Cole too this year, I think.
Yeah, and Keelan Cole as your wide receiver 4. Like
it's pretty solid.
Man, that's solid, man.
I can't lie though, Mekhi Becton's not that good.
I was actually
It's early.
He's a big boy,
early.
though.
Yeah, he's a big boy, but the athleticism isn't there. He gets torched by fast, speedy pass rushers.
I mean, worst comes to worst, slide him inside the guard, and he'll be unstoppable.
Oh,
he won't have to move as much.
He's just a freak.
I saw him with games
7'7",
too.
330 or something like 330, 340, 6'7". Like you said, just slide on guard, and
he's a pretty small boy.
Yeah. Would eat me for lunch. Yeah. Come here.
I'd hate to be his parents buying groceries. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, when your nickname is Mount, you're going to be a big boy.
Yeah.
Mount
just has a honey baked ham for dinner. No one else gets to touch it.
Thanksgiving comment of the day.
It just popped into my head that Family Guy episode where John Goodman's at the table eating with his family.
Do we have any yet? No,
I said no.
Too bad we didn't have an executive producer. Just like roll that clip. And speaking of comments and then dumbness, we're going to be introducing this segment now where we're going to just every week there's going to be a dumb decision made. There's going to be some idiot in the league, and we're naming it Clown of the Week. And my man Braga, sorry I had to bring this up, but this week's Clown of the Week goes to the Miami Dolphins newly acquired tackle, Isiah Wilson. Whoa. Absolutely whoa. Let's just back up because, our second episode, we was talking about, how this guy was a first-round pick from the Tennessee Titans just last year. Traded really for peanuts. What was it, seventh rounder swap, sorry. But, man, like we thought, okay, if it doesn't work mid-season, you can just let him go and it'll be bygones. But, man, we did not see this coming. I don't want to go into the details of it, but if you don't know, just go on Twitter, type in Isiah Wilson and watch the videos and you wonder why. But, man, Joel, man, what's up with this kid, bro?
I did a little bit of research on him, and he's definitely a troubled soul. Yeah, Flores thought he could maybe get him back out of it or whatever. But when you got a physical with the Dolphins, and the next day, and you're sitting there, drinking some stuff and smoking some stuff, and it's not a good look. And then you show up 3 hours late for your physical. Don't show up to it's voluntary workouts, but he said he would be there. He never showed. Absolute disgrace, really, for a guy who's that talented, has the potential to be in the NFL, and not only that, have a roster spot. be either a backup or a starter at guard, and you choose to throw it away and not be as focused and as prepared as you want to be. It's a sad story. A lot of the Miami beat writers were really upset about it when he got cut. Obviously, it's justified why he got cut, but they were just hoping for better things from him. But it wasn't looking good from the videos that I seen. He was on top of a car dancing, sipping lean and smoking a vape pen, and he's got a physical the next day with Miami. Oh my god!
And the craziest thing is, because I know I was reading up on, like, doing a little research myself too, is that they weren't actually gonna cut him for that. They actually reached out for him to get help, and he rejected it.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that just blows my mind, right? Because to make it to the NFL, damn near impossible. For you had the 1%ers basically, right? You had to be a freak athlete. You had to have a hard work ethic. You had to have the genetic qualities. Like, everything this has to line up for you to make it to the NFL. You're looking to get this, this lifestyle, this career, financial stability, everything that it is, especially when it comes to the NFL. Your 3 years to get your pension from the NFL, and you just like that. All your hard work from high school, JUCO, college, like, to me, this doesn't make any sense. Like, to me, it blows my mind. Like, absolutely blows my mind.
It seems to me like it's a guy who came from nothing, got $1.5 million, and said, "You know what? That's plenty for me. I'm dipping."
Yeah, I'm also wondering if, like, this whole time he was just super talented, like, just didn't really care that much, and he just happened to be good at it. Got a scholarship, kept playing, got drafted, and then he's just finally like, I don't really like football. He just doesn't seem to care about football right now. He just seems to care about, like, partying and stuff. So
I seen a tweet the other day, and it was I can't remember who exactly it was who tweeted it, but they said roughly, if they had to guess, probably about 50% of the league loves to play football. 50% of the league is just there for the money.
Yeah,
100%, because it gives you options, right? Let's say if you don't even you don't like it or ever get the bag after you have a comfortable amount, you build your assets and then you just leave the game after if you're not fun with it, right? That's what I'm shocked about, right? Like you said, I think it's like, you have to fact check it too. I think it's 3 to 4 years or whatever, and then you get your quote unquote money for life kind of thing from the NFL.
Yeah, like pension.
Yeah, like a pension or whatever. But like you said, like, he's already done 1 year type of thing, right? So, like, even I don't know, does it count though? I have to double check if it counts though. But literally, if it's not you, right, just grind it out for 2 years. It's like working a job. Who cares? Grind it out and then be able to do whatever you want after. You know what I mean?
I would aspire to be a backup quarterback in the NFL.
Shit, any day of the week.
You do nothing and get paid a lot to just sit there and be like, "Yep, good job, attaboy."
So you tell me when the quarterback makes a bad throw interception, there on my iPad saying, "Hey man, this is what you did," and then on a PAT, I just have to make sure I just hold the ball.
Like this. Yep.
You can't say too much bad about the Dolphins though with it. I mean, just is what it is. It's a sad story. It was worth a try and just move on. There's not much else to say about it.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's that's coming from Bruce Arians up there too. So
yeah, come on, quarterback whisper. Now, this is one thing for all my Cowboys fans out there. I know you had to give some slack in the comment section to Mikey here because it's not your guy. So just blast him in the comment section. We'll be definitely looking forward to that. But now moving on to it here, guys. We're gonna have some fun interactive stuff with the podcast. So for all the people that are watching right now, get your pen and pad out. We're gonna see if the panel knows some NFL facts. It's the NFL quiz.
Oh,
guess
shit.
Quarterback. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. See, it's a curveball. I made sure I didn't tell you guys. That way you couldn't do no research. Let's just see how well you guys know your stuff.
I need some bravery liquid here.
I was going to say, we might all need one of those.
So definitely want to see if all of our live viewers, too, that you guys are watching, hit up the comment section and see if you guys know it, too, as well. So there's going to be 8 questions, so 8 points in total, but there's going to be 2 bonus points too. And let's see who comes out on top. And who you guys? Well, first of all, who you guys think is going to win? Sharpie, Cody, or Braga? Put it in the comment section, and we'll see if you guys are right too as well. But you guys ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, let's go. So the game quiz is who's that quarterback? So first one here starts off in 2014. This quarterback came into the league with arguably the most extreme hype for a college quarterback because of his this crazy playmaking ability, partnered with a really, really high level of confidence and arrogance.
Johnny Manziel.
Ding, 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 ding.
Really? That was not long ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes,
Johnny
Johnny Manziel came in the league in 2014. He was arguably one of the most hyped quarterbacks coming in. But because of his play didn't translate to the NFL, he became arguably one of the biggest busts in NFL history for the quarterback for a high round pick. Next question here, 2010. And again, if you know the answer, you think you know the answer, shout it out. But 2010, against a division rival with playoff implications on the line, this quarterback in 2010 led arguably one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history, overcoming a 21-point deficit with 8 minutes left in the game, ending with a game-high total of 242 passing yards with 131 rushing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Who is this quarterback?
Vic?
Ding, 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 ding. Braga. Yes, Michael Vick beat the Giants when he was playing with the Eagles back in 2010. So Sharpie has 1 point. Braga has 1 point. Going into the third question. Third question here. In 2016, these two starting quarterbacks in the NFL starred in a record-setting air raid offense in college, throwing for a combined 1,279 yards. One quarterback setting a school record and tying an NCAA record of 734 yards in the air, with the other throwing for a school record of 7 touchdowns. Who are these two quarterbacks?
Baker and Mahomes.
Yep. And now, who set what record?
Mahomes.
What record did Mahomes set?
17
touchdowns.
No. Mahomes set for 734 yards, tying the NCAA record, and Baker Mayfield set his school record for 7 throwing touchdowns.
Wow.
Good for him.
That'll do.
All right. So Sharpie has 2, Braga has 1, and Cody's sitting with the donut.
Boo.
Yep.
Loserville, population U.
All right.
Can't argue at the moment.
Thinking you're Bruce Arians.
This actually was an interesting question that I was kind of shocked by. Okay, in 2012, this quarterback statistically is regarded as one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time statistically. Having set and held multiple NCAA records to this day for most passing completions of all time, passing yards of all time, passing touchdowns of all time, most 300-yard games, and most 5,000-yard seasons in his college career. However, despite all of his success, went undrafted. Who is this quarterback?
Case Keenum.
Yep. Case Keenum.
Wow.
That was arguably the hardest question so far.
Damn it.
That was to see that he went undrafted, holding all these and still held to this day. He went undrafted in 2012 and went to the Houston Texans.
Did he go to?
Did he play D3? What the hell is this?
He went to Texas.
I know. Crazy.
That's insane.
Wow.
All right. So right now, Sharp is leading 2 points to Cody's and Braga's 1.
I was scared, but at 0 points, I had to blurt it out. I would have walked out the door if I was wrong.
All right. This next quarterback, alongside his legendary quarterback play in his career, this quarterback is also very, very well known because of his family life. Who is this quarterback?
Eli Manning.
Nope.
Dumb question. Dumb answer.
Can you say it again?
Alongside of his legendary quarterback play and his legendary career, this quarterback is also very, very well known because of his family life. Who is this quarterback? Yeah, Phillip Rivers. 2 points. Cody's on the uprise. Phillip Rivers, if anybody didn't know, has a lot of kids. And
that Loserville comment is not aging well.
No. You lit a fire.
Biting you in the ass, Sharp.
I just heard family and said Rivers.
Yeah.
All right, so this here is the last question, and it's a total for 4 points, 2 regular points, and then 2 bonus points.
Whoa.
So these 2 quarterbacks are the only quarterbacks since Roger Staubach back in 1971 to both win the coveted NCAA Heisman Trophy and the NFL MVP. Who are these 2 quarterbacks?
Lamar and Baker?
No.
Nope,
Can't
not
be
Baker. So Joel has Lamar. Who's the second quarterback?
Is it Peyton?
Nope, not Peyton.
Damn it.
Do 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 do. And when we have it here, we have Braden DeLima saying Cody is his guess for the winner of this and is looking good. And he posted that right at the start of it. So Braden was looking shaky, but Cody's making the comeback for the kids.
Brett
So
Favre.
we have Nope.
Damn it. Since Staubach? That's so long ago.
Lamar was easy because it was recent, but I
John Elway.
gotta go with a guess here. Or like a
Bronco angle in here.
Is it
All
Aikman?
right, here.
Was it Aikman?
Not Aikman. All right. No guesses in. Joel did get Lamar Jackson. He was one of them. But the second quarterback since 1971 was in the decade of the 2010s too. And it was Cam Newton.
Oh my God.
Wow. That wasn't even hard now that you said the answer.
I forgot about that loser.
Now, here's for the bonus points. When did these quarterbacks win their Heisman? You get one guess.
Lamar was 2016.
Yeah.
Cody. And then Cam.
2008.
Nope.
06?
Nope. All right, Cody could take the win here.
I'm just trying to remember when the Denver went to the Super Bowl. 2009.
Ooh, so close.
2010.
But so Lamar won his in 2016, so Cody was right there. But Cam won his in 2010 into the league. But going for it all, Cody is the winner with 3 points to Sharpie's 2 and Magus 2. So Braden, you in the comment section were right. Cody's your guess, and he came back for you strong and ended up winning the QB quiz. But yeah, those are like when I was looking those up, man. Like I was really shocked. Like probably the biggest one I was shocked with was definitely Case Keenum. Like I was blown away to see like if you have a 7th round pick, you have the guy that has statistically every record in the NFL. I mean, in the NCAA at the time. Yeah. Take a shot at him. Yeah. And, he proved to be, a good journeyman, playing, some serviceable football. His biggest one being with the Vikings this as a recent. But
yeah, it's
just crazy. Like, I really want to know what – I actually wanted to look up. That's the one thing I didn't look up is to see what the pros and cons was to him because, he's a gunslinger.
The draft profile on him. Like, what? Why?
Let's see if we can actually find it here.
Well, he played, like I said, I think he played for the Longhorns. And if I'm not mistaken, they're NCAA.
Well, yeah. Like
obviously, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like he played. It's not like it was like South Dakota State that's like a D2 team.
Yeah.
Like Texas Longhorns a pretty big program.
Mm-hmm. And Case had some memorable. Case was the had the Minnesota Miracle touchdown to Diggs, didn't he? Wasn't that Case?
Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't Cousins, that's for sure. So it had to be Case.
But like Keenum would have had to been like not too much after the Vince Young era. So like Texas would have been a big program then, I would think.
All right, so here we go. I got his quick draft pro there. He actually went to the University of Houston.
Oh,
Houston, yeah.
I guess they're kind of unknown.
Yeah. Houston.
So here we have
the Cougars?
Maybe.
I don't even know.
I think that's
So here we go. Case Keenum, Houston, weighing in at 6'2", 210. His strengths: reads the defense and gets rid of the ball quickly, has a nice, easy release, possesses good vision, and keeps his eyes down the field when moving around the pocket. Now his weaknesses. Keenum's production was due part to an offensive system that allowed him to take advantage of a short passing game. Has questionable arm strength, almost exclusively a shotgun quarterback in college, and he tore his ACL in 2010. Okay,
weaknesses just tear him apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, his arm sucks. He just throws short passes and he tore his ACL, so good luck.
We can see now why Case Keenum probably went undrafted.
It's funny how that stuff works, though, eh? Like, especially with guys like Brady Quinn, who held, you name it, every record, right? They go to the NFL and then they're just, whatever, kind of, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys
never know.
like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because then you have like guys like, Patrick Mahomes or whatever, people are saying, he has a crazy rocket arm, but don't know if he can translate that, almost like a Case Keenum type of thing. Oh, has an explosive arm, but it's only due to the offense that he plays in. Comes in and, everybody knows the rest of that history. Or even guys like Russell Wilson, a third-round draft pick, Dak Prescott. It's just crazy to see, like, actually, you know what? That's probably the best type of career that let's try to get into career. If anybody from ESPN watching this, the Pigskin Panel would like to apply for a draft analyst position because you can get everything wrong and still have a job next year.
It's the only job where you can get everything wrong and still have a job the next year.
Yeah, nope, weatherman.
To be a weather person. Oh, there you go.
Not a bad gig.
Yeah, not a bad gig. Yeah, that's what we're going to change the Pigskin Panel to. Is this an analyst game? And then ESPN, Fox Sports 1, wherever you guys want, we're here. So bring us out. But guys, man, coming to the end of the show, man, did you guys want to just cover any topics that would burn on your mind?
Just the one thing that I wanted to quickly touch on was I love Kenny Golladay. Absolutely love Kenny Golladay. But I figured before the show I would look up his numbers. The guy only has 21 touchdowns in his career. Mind you, it's only been 4 seasons, and one season he was injured. But I mean, he had 3 touchdowns in 2017, 5 in 2018, 11 in 2019, and then was hurt all last year. Only has 2 touchdowns. He's never caught more than 70 balls in a year. Mind you, he got 120 targets the year that he got 70 catches. I just can't believe how much money they gave him.
Yeah. You got to think.
Johnny Manziel, baby.
That's Stafford, too. That's Stafford throwing the ball. Stafford's not Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
His last healthy, I think he basically just went off. He was riding the coattails of his last healthy season, which you mentioned. He had 11 touchdowns, and if I'm not mistaken, he led the whole NFL in touchdown catches that year.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I was getting at a couple episodes ago, where he wasn't hurt last season. He just didn't want to play. He wants to go off his last good season where he had 11 touchdowns and say, well, I was hurt last year, but look at this year. I led the NFL in touchdowns. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it could be something other than that, but back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons and leading the NFL in touchdowns, it's going to get you some money.
Man, but you're gonna have Kenny Galladay's agent coming after you, man, trying to reveal his secrets like that, bro.
Most of the free agents, like Will Fuller, a guy who's been pretty much just as productive, not 11 touchdowns worthy, but like probably around 8 touchdowns to 1,000 yards. He signed a 1-year $10 million. This guy got 4 years, $72 million.
Yeah, that's nuts.
To the bank.
Hey,
like they outbid themselves. Like they're bidding against no one for 4 years. So I don't know why they went to 18, but they could have went to 14. You would have been like, all right, sounds good to me.
Yeah,
that's a great way to put it.
Even with Adoree Jackson too, I didn't see anybody else that was interested in him, and they just gave him the bag.
Again, we could eat our foot of that, but yeah, to me, I don't see it. Like I like Adoree Jackson. I think he's
me too,
a good quarterback. I mean, a cornerback, and he will play make. But
what do you guys think?
If it was me, I hope that these contracts bite them in the ass. That's all I hope.
Yeah, all right.
Better for the Cowboys.
What do you guys think, though? I think all in all, like the Giants had a pretty good offseason. They signed.
Yeah, they got much better.
They did get a lot better.
Who do you guys think Who do you think had the best offseason?
I think the Browns did, dude. The Browns are on paper amazing. That team on paper everywhere too. Like their O-line is phenomenal. Their secondary is amazing. Their offensive weapons are everywhere. They have a great head coach. Like there's nothing to not like about that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Browns did amazing.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'll say it. To me, I'm going the Denver Broncos, and I'm staying with it. We have had a hell of an offseason, man. Okay, think about this. Other than Drew Lock right now, that still has a lot to prove, look at our defense are arguably the eyesore of our whole team, minus Drew Lock, getting over his rookie, whatever you want to call it, right? Our secondary was getting torched every game. So we come in having arguably going into the offseason as the worst probably squad in the NFL probably in terms of our secondary. And we come out with re-signing our all-pro safety who is rated PFF top 3. Kareem Jackson, who is his secondary partner, is rated as a fourth best strong safety in the league. We signed all-pro Kyle Fuller, who's back with Fangio's defense. We signed Ronald Darby, who has shown that, with Washington, that if he stays healthy, he can be serviceable. And we have Bryce Callahan with Von Miller being re-signed and extended, Shelby Harris, and then Bradley Chubb. I think the Denver Broncos. No, of course it's going to sound biased because I'm a Broncos fan. But if you look at it on paper, and if we stay healthy, that defense is a top 3 defense.
Yeah, well, I like it because they're probably not going to pick a corner in front of us now.
Yeah, no. And with Farley, Surtain is definitely the number one now.
I was going to say, as a Broncos fan, like that's one of the most underrated aspects of getting all this beefing up your secondary is now you guys, before, you had no choice but to take a corner. You literally would have had to, but now you can take a tackle, or you can even take a quarterback. You can take whatever you want.
We could take Micah Parsons. Like we could really do we could trade back if we want, if we're looking to just get guys to build that core around that core. So if we want to just get a whole bunch of good guys, we can trade back to someone like maybe like the Patriots that are looking for a quarterback, they slip type of thing. So man, to me, that's what, and to look at the way we structure all these contracts and stuff like that, having a first year GM to make these moves, keep in-house players, unfortunately, giving up some guys like Philip Lindsay and stuff like that sucks. But the way that George Payton has made his strategic moves, to me, I think at least top 3 off season right now. We have our boy Josh Payne, who also won the Win My What's My Beer challenge, and he's saying fins up, Will Fuller the 5th. And then we have Braden saying Fuller back with Vic again is very dangerous. You hit the nail on the head there, AJ. Well, thank you, my brother, 100%. Cannot wait. If he's an all-pro and if Bryce Callahan now going right back into the nickel slot, man, we're going to be tough to throw against, especially with Vaughn again. Vaughn just cannot trip over a piece of grass again. Like if he could just avoid tripping over grass, we're gonna be. And then if Bradley Chubb cannot mess up his knee, if those two on the field together with that defense, man, it's gonna be trouble for a lot of quarterbacks, especially when we have to face Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes twice a year. So
Micah Parsons, like you said, is super interesting there.
Oh, baby,
at 9 now.
Yep,
100%. Now, Joel, who do you think had the best?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna go with the Redskins. I think adding Curtis Samuel, Ryan Fitzpatrick, those are big adds. Having
underrated
Samuel, Gibson, Scary Terry on the other side, and the tight end there I really like too.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. I watched him play against Pittsburgh last year, and I only needed to see one game from him, and I was like, I'm all in. Yeah. I'm all in on this guy. I think the Redskins with that D line. Oh, sorry, Washington football team with that D line. They got some real nice pieces there, and they're only going to get better. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to take them to another level. It's a little. I'm not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick's fantastic or anything. He's really serviceable. Yeah. He's really serviceable. Great guy in the locker room. The players are going to love having him around. The coaches, Rivera's going to love having him around. I think Washington Washington, New York Giants, Broncos. Those are probably
that's what I'm talking about, Joel. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Those are probably your top three teams that improve the most through free agency. Whether the draft can help them even further, that remains to be seen. But the Washington football team. It feels so weird saying that. The Washington football team is leaps and bounds better than they were last year, and they won the division last year. Giants are going to compete with them. Cowboys are still, if Dak plays a full season and stays healthy, Cowboys are always in the mix there too. And, we'll see what happens.
Draft Terry McLaurin this year in fantasy because Fitzpatrick is going to pepper that guy with targets.
Yeah. How about you?
Before we go on Sharp here, big shout out to Ryan Fitzmagic, man. I don't know if you guys seen his podcast giving Tua his flowers, man, but that was real dope of him to do now. Even though he's off the team now, it's pretty cool to see that he's giving all the love to Tua. But Sharpie.
I followed the Dolphins obviously hard last year, and every word Fitzpatrick said, he said already last year. All that stuff is everything that he said about his arm, his accuracy, his leadership skills. That was all of that was already mentioned last year, which tells me that he legitimately feels that way. That's great news for Miami Dolphins fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say shitty, the Browns, they did a lot of moves. Troy Hill is gonna be such a undercover move for them, I think, because he was underrated on the Rams, and now he's on the Browns. He's going to help that secondary, and I don't know. I think just all around the Browns got better, and they were already pretty good. So they're going to be a sleeper team, I think, to look out for next year.
Yeah, and definitely now they're looking at. I've been seeing a lot of mocks. Everybody's been saying that they're probably going to be prospecting Quiddy Payne from Michigan, the defensive end, to patch him up with Garrett. So adding him to that, dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. But yeah, man, I love the outlooks. We will see if those predictions are right. We might have to fall back on this episode, do a replay in the future when the end of the season next year to see if those predictions of who had the best offseason really translated. But before we log off here, I definitely want to show some love to everybody in the comment section that's been watching us tonight. As well, we definitely want to have a segment where we answer any questions that our fans have. So definitely, if you have any questions that you want the Pigskin Panel to ask, drop them in the video, and then we will be uploading them on the next week's episode. And then going into the next segment, you know what we got to do. Sharpie, pull it up. Guess what's in Sharp's beer. Definitely put it in the comment section. What do you think? And then
the color
on the. There it is. It looks light. It looks
light.
Light
here? I don't know. I don't know. Is it?
If I really wanted to know, I could just Google what Bruce Arians' favorite beer is.
Yeah, he drinks a lot of it, so.
No, man, but honestly, I love having this podcast with you guys. It's awesome just to have our conversations that we have, and thankfully, we have StreamYard, YouTube to kind of host this everything. We have already comments in the comment section. We have Josh Payne saying Busch Light 100%. So hey, not this time. Watch out. He's a beer connoisseur, so it's going to be switching up every week. But yeah, guys, if you guys like this podcast, and if you're watching our show, definitely give us a thumbs up. Those thumbs up definitely helps YouTube algorithm push out our content to more football viewers and lovers. So we definitely want to grow this Pigskin Panel to have everybody included in here. So definitely giving us a thumbs up definitely help pushes that too. As well, if you're also a fan of the podcast, definitely hit subscribe and click on that notification bell down there. That way you never miss anytime we're going live. That way you can view us live instead of watching it post. You can be in here, hang out with us, ask us questions in real time. Or again, when we upload, you get the notification that we've uploaded and you can check it out there. As well, we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. So definitely, if you're a podcast listener instead of a YouTube viewer, definitely go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, search up the Pigskin Panel. And we'll be on there. That way you can download us and listen to us. So every time we upload one, it'll be right there in your watch now. And then lastly here, show us some love on all of our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at the Pigskin Panel. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to get used to this right here. There it is. Right there with Cody at the Pigskin Panel. Definitely interact with us. We always want to show you guys some love, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram. Definitely take a picture of us, put it on your Instagram story or something. Reach out to everybody because we want to make sure that everybody that's a football lover just gets in here, right? And we want to bring on guests too in the future. So, if you are one of those football fans, like, man, I want to get on the Pigskin Panel, definitely reach out. We want to have you on. Share your thoughts going into the season and make sure this is a community, right? We're all involved with this. We're a huge community, and we just want to keep it going. But before we end off here, I just want to go around the panel just to give some last sharing thoughts before we close this out. But Sharp, man, you want to give us some last words?
Yep. If you hate my takes, you just don't like me in general, you see my tag right here. Don't be afraid to DM me, and we'll chat. How about that? Now, Bruce is going to have to watch some more film with Tom after this, so we got to wrap it up soon.
And Cody?
Just that actually I wanted to give you a bit of a shout out. Like this is our 4th episode, I think, and I don't know, I've never done really anything like this, and you actually just make it really easy with the way you host the show, and it just flows. Like I'm looking at the time, we've been talking for an hour and 7 minutes, and it feels like we've been talking for 6 minutes. So
guys are pro.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
A little
you make me blush.
Yeah,
make me blush. I might turn off my camera now. Awesome, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, my man.
Yep.
And Joel, what about yourself, brother?
I just want to tell Sharpie over there, I see some Bob Seger hanging out right behind you there. Maybe put that on, listen to some Night Moves, and maybe
Jesus, I can't figure this out.
It is hard, man. It's hard.
put on Night Moves, and maybe by the time you wake up, Hooker will be a cowboy.
Hey, I love that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
that's a bold prediction coming out of the Sharp.
Yeah, a little late night Hooker action. Don't hate that.
I'm talking about Malik.
Oh, I know.
And now YouTube's going to flag this. So if you're 18 plus now, if you're not, you have to sign in, have a parental guidance. You have to make sure you watch this with a parent. And by the way, we're talking about Malik Hooker. We're talking about Malik Hooker.
Yes, the free safety, not real hookers.
Yes, this is a football podcast.
And honestly, credit to Bruce. The honey ham was the funniest thing said so far out of the 4 episodes.
Yeah,
I was laughing pretty good at that. That was really dumb.
And that might have to be another thing. And most the comment with the most likes is what our man Sharp has to dress up at. So we have Bruce Arians. We had to see what other guests we get on the podcast.
Yeah, I might have to be the legend John Madden next week.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh man. Well, saying that, guys, again, for everybody that's watching right now, we truly do appreciate you. Definitely check in with us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. So if you want to hang out with us live, definitely hop in there on YouTube at the Pigskin Panel. Again, follow us on all our socials at the Pigskin Panel. And until next time, guys, much love. See you guys later. Peace out. Broncos country.